Om. 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 Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्तदामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणी। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुवन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः। देवाय तस्मै नमः। Verse number 13 and 14. Panchaitani mahabaho karanani nibodh me Sankhe kritante proktani siddhaye sarva karmanam adhishtanam tata karta karanam cha pratak vidam vividasa pratak cheshtaha daivam chaivatra panchamam. The main bulk of the Vedic literature contains rituals and upasanas. Rituals concerning how to obtain various desires of our life. And therefore, Vedic literature, generally known as that which will help the human being to achieve their individual personal goals, artha and kama, mainly wealth and pleasures. This is what everyone works for day in and day out. Why do you work? If anybody asks, nobody would say, I love working. No. What I get out of it as the salary or the return on our investments. And for what is that artha for? Arthasya arthaha kamaha. Kama praptyartham. Arthasya artha means meaning, on meaning. Artha also means wealth. So, wealth is for what? Not for itself, but how do you spend and how do you enjoy things. So we in present times think that by money, wealth alone, we can obtain all our pleasures. But is it not true that if one is not healthy, how does one enjoy the pleasures of life? Deepavali sweets, but I am highly diabetic. Not me, but I'm saying. Then, how do I enjoy that? Or I high blood pressure, or I'm unhealthy, I'm not able to move. Wealth, of course, I can pay to the doctor and medicine, etc., but still. So any artha also meaning it has meaning only when it is useful for karma. Desires to be fulfilled. So desires are also many kinds. One is obviously what the sense organs seek. To see, hear, taste, smell, etc. Another one is recognition by the people, respect, approval of others of my existence. That cannot be by any other means other than doing the right thing. So dharmad arthascha kamascha. In Mahabharata, it is very clearly said by Vyasa, Udva bahur virom yeshaha na kaschit shrunoti me. With both the hands raising up, I am shouting at the top of my voice. Nobody listens. Dharmad arthascha kamascha. By dharma alone, truly artha and kama can be obtained. So the bulk portion of the Vedas are about how to engage in action in the world, as well as how to obtain things that are not available in this world, or that requires something else other than wealth. Health, who can give it to you? Anybody, your relatives can give you health. Okay, even if I'm healthy physically, mental health is decided by what? Wealth. It is decided by your past karmas. What you have in your mind as strong vasanas which are pushing and pulling you here and there, how do I overcome that? How do I overcome my own inner desires which are so forcing me to engage in things, even if they are sinful? I do not mind engaging it because they are so strong. So what will guide me in that? So therefore, in the verse number 13, he said, there are 5 factors. Panchaitani mahabaho. 5 things. Karanani nibhodame. Come to learn from me. Etani pancha karanani. Where is it said? Kritante sankhye proktani. It is spoken in Kritante, Sankhye. Sankhya means here Veda, to be understood. Proktani is spoken. Sarva karmanam siddhaye. For the success, accomplishment of all actions. Today's world, we believe more in Tantra. Tantra means equipments in today's world, devices. Whether it's a computer or car or mobile, these are all the things. More and more we are into engaging ourselves seriously in all equipments that accomplish things for us. If one day power is not there, think about it. Your mixie won't work, your fridge won't work, microwave won't work, washer dryer won't work, computer doesn't work, mobile, nowadays electric car also, that also doesn't work. What will you do? Shut down. Everything shut down. So we are depending entirely upon things that are manufactured created by human beings for the sake of making our life convenient, and in the absence of it, we are really miserable. We are not ready to find an alternative. How many of us start grinding for your chutney with the hand? That will be good exercise for you every day to do that. Or wash it by the hand. Whereas in the past, they also found that even though they used many tantras, many equipments for at that time, but also used mantra, which we, today's world, do not understand how that works. Tantra is where a person engages in action related to an external equipment to accomplish things. I'm talking about today's understanding of word Tantra. The mantras are those which can do the same thing, but with the power of how you invoke a hidden power in things, which we have lost a long time back. The mantra also has the power to do things, but today's world, we have no faith in that. And because of lack of faith, it has gone to gone backward, or it has become misused, as well as sometimes unused, lost its value. It has become unavailable to us. And there are people who still engage in using those powers for good reasons. And because of our lack of faith, we don't even take interest to know about it, much less we ever can use it. Why I am coming to that is here, among the 5 which are going to be said, the last one is most important in this context. As he says, Adhishtanam, the next verse, Tata Karta Karma Karanam cha Pratakvidam Vividascha Pratakcheshtaha. These are the four ones. Adhishtanam. First one is Shariram. Any action to accomplish, you need to use your physical body. Not only human, other living beings also. Shariram, physical body. Karma is possible only when physically somebody engages in that. Adhishtanam means abode or the support for all experiences. Body is the support of all experiences. This is where we experience everything. Physical experiences are taking place here. Adhishtanam. But who is the one who wants to experience is called Karta. Karta means one who has the intention to experience it. Your body is there, as you will see in your physical body is there when you're sleeping also. But that time you are not a Karta. Right? You're not doing anything. Thank God. At least at that time you're quiet. At least some 6 to 8 hours of the day, body is given a rest. Why? The Karta, the doer, is absent. Who is the doer? Bhokta eva Karta. One who seeks to experience alone is the one who engages in that action. So one who does not have a desire to experience something in that particular field, he will not engage. So Bhokta eva Karta. One who is seeking to experience alone is the doer. He will talk about it a little later in detail about that. So Adhishtanam Shariram, body, external physical body, in which the experience takes place. Karta is the one who intends to experience. All right. Karanam. Karanam is organs of perceptions which make us able to experience things. Body is nothing but an abode of the sense organs through which we experience. Eyes to see, nose to smell, etc. So these are all called karanam. Karanam means instruments, means of experience. Adhishtanam, abode of experience. Karanam is the means of experience. Karta is the one who seeks to experience. So these three are important in any action to accomplish. Now, organs of perception are to experience the world, but organs of actions are those which make it possible. Speech, hands, legs, genitive organ, and also anus, which is excretion, organ of excretion. These continuously work. They are called organs of action. But these organs of action, like speech, for example, not possible unless I have enough prana. Prana means energy made of the air or the what do you call that, as the vital air that I take in, called prana, and which spreads into 4 different aspects. Apana, Vyana, Udana, which engages in circulation of blood, distribution of energy, digestion, and evacuation. These 4 functions are happening because of the air that I breathe in. So these called pratak cheshtaha vividaha. Varieties of activities that are happening due to the prana that I breathe in, without which speech is not possible, walking is not possible, grabbing things are not possible, reproduction is not possible, excretion is not possible. So understand these 4 factors now. Shariram, abode of experience. Karta, one who intends to experience. Karanam, the instruments of experience. Then Pridakvidaha, Cheshtaha, varieties of energies which are propelling my organs of action to engage. Now comes the 5th factor, Daivam. This is what we do not know. As explained in the last session, Daivam, one meaning which we find is past karma, destiny. In many places, the word Daivam is used for destiny, which means what actions I have done in the past, which are providing me what experiences I will have today and the year after. According to your past actions, so to say, so would be your perception of the future days. If I am a person who has studied engineering or studied medicine or law or journalism or an artist, based upon which alone my perception would be of the world. So what I have done in the past makes me experience the world accordingly, isn't it? Not all of us see the same world in the same way. Not all of us do things in the same way or desire things in the same way. What decides? Yata shrutam, yata kritam. What you did in the past and what you have learned in the past. In merely taking in this very life itself, we can say, yes, my past dictates my present experience. We also should understand that the past lives also dictate the way we look at things. Not only what we have learned in this life, but also what we have gathered as our impressions over many lives, that also dictates the way I do things, I see things. So Daivam is such that which makes us experience the world or accomplish things according to what I deserve to experience or know. This I have explained in the last session. Now, when I come to this context of mantra, which I started off with, The Vedas explain clearly that no intelligent engagement will take place without the power of intelligence. If this bulb is shining right on my face, there is energy that is already expressing here. The energy that is, if you look at it, where does this light come to be able to shine? Because of the filament that is there and which is powered by the electricity. Electricity is got from where? From that switchboard there. If that switch is off, this will be out. The energy won't be there. Light won't be there. You are able to see me because of that light. Not because you have eyes alone. You have eyes, but there's no light, you can't see. Now let us go one by one so that you understand. So this light is possible because of the power that is coming from that particular switch. All right. Again, if you go further, there is a switchboard outside which is controlling the power in the entire building. Further you go down, there is some post there, some lamp post or the power pole that is outside this building which is supplying to it. Further you go, there is a station somewhere. Further you go, you keep on going. At one point of time, you have to accept somewhere it is generated. You have seen that? You have not seen that. But just because you don't see, you don't say that it is not there. Whether it's a hydroelectric or a nuclear electric or by the fuel, it is generated. And from there only we are able to experience it here. So this ability to see me is because of something intelligently being produced there. Isn't it? Now, having understood this, my eyes are able to see things. It's not because I have physical equipment called the eyes. That, of course, is the immediate thing that I can understand it as. But behind that, the ability to see is present in the brain. If that is snapped, even if the eyes are good, if that power which is given by the brain is not there, it's gone. Eyes may be open, but I can't see anything. So our great masters have understood that every equipment of our body, which we use, karanani, this means of experiences, eyes, ears, nose, tongue, skin, speech, hands, legs, reproductive organ, and anus, the power of excretion, all of them are presided over by individual deities, gods. This, as I said, if we do not have the faith, we will think these are all, and as Max Muller, when he first studied Vedas, he said, this is nothing but the blabbering of the lotus eaters. Only later on, he regretted for what he said. Because the masters of the ancient India have mastered this understanding. So eyes, ears, nose, tongue, skin, each one of them are presided over by a power. Eyes by the sun, ears by the Dig Devata, nose by the Ashwini Kumaras, rasana or taste by Varuna, touch by Vayu, hands by Vishnu, hands by Indra, feet by Vishnu, speech by Agni, reproductive organ by Prajapati, and anus by Yama. These devatas we worship, if we go to a temple, we may see them, but we do not understand their role in our life. Ancient masters have understood that these powers can decide the experience that we have through our sense organs. And through mantras, we can invoke their power. This is the reason why the mantra becomes a very important part of the tradition. So, Daivam, One meaning, as I said, is what has been decided to be experienced by us based upon our past actions. Daivam also means presiding deities who would decide our experiences based upon their blessings through the sense organ. And the Vedas contain means or the methods of invoking their powers through mantras. So we can take it in two senses here. These 5 factors, adhishtanam, body, the abode of experience; karta, the intent, the one who intends to experience; karanam, the means of experiences; cheshtaha, the pranas that make our physical sense organs of action active; and daivam, the presiding deities. These 5 factors are necessary to accomplish anything that we want to accomplish in life. This is Bhagavan Krishna very clearly brings about. And the interesting part is that these 5 Panchabhutas also decide, 5 great elements also decide the quality of our experiences. For example, ears are by the space, sense of touch by air, eyes by fire, as I said, taste by water, and nose, smell by earth. These Panchabhutas also are considered as devatas, and they also can decide, or they will be able to decide the experience through the 5 sense organs. They are also can be considered or included in the Daivam. That's why we have worship of Shiva in Panchabhuta. 5 bhutas by which Bhagavan Shiva worshipped because of his constant presence in our body. And if you are chanting Rudram, you will find that Nyasa is done first. Lagunyasa, where you invoke Bhagavan Shiva at various parts of your body before you start the puja. I'm not going into the technical details of it, but Nyasa is a necessary thing to be done. Invoking the Lord's presence in your body is necessary before you start your worship of the Lord. Now, here, continuing in the verse number 15. Shariravaং manopiryat. Okay, before that, yeah, go ahead. Let me explain what I have already explained in the slide here. Body, that is adhishtanam. Humans alone are endowed with the ability to do work. Action can be done by anybody, but when it comes to work, work means intended, specifically planned engagement. Work is not a mere physical activity. It is not an instinctive reaction to situations. It is engagement with perceivable goal, plan, and applying required effort. That is only human beings are capable of engaging in. Therefore, I have always said karanat karma, because the kara, जिसके पास कर है, उसके पास कर्म भी है. One who has hands alone engages in act, work. Then doer, karta. The ego that has a particular object to achieve is the doer. Identification with the body and its needs are identification with the mind and its desire, etc. is the nature of the ego. Due to the feeling of incompleteness, ego engages in accomplishing what it wants. Only when a person is unhappy, to overcome that unhappiness, a person engages in action to accomplish that. Therefore, it is said in Vedanta, karma is an expression of kama, desire, and kama is expression of avidya, incompleteness. Avidya here means not knowing one is already happy, already happiness. Because of the lack of this knowledge, one thinks that I am incomplete, and therefore I want something to complete that. Either it is, another person's company, or engaging in sense pursuits, or some kind of fulfillment through power, position, recognition, wealth. So that is a karta, doer. Karanam is instruments of perception. The way we perceive through organs of perception is critical to plan and execute. If the faculties of perception, such as eyes, etc., are not efficient, the decision to perform will be compromised. So that is Karanani, organs of perception. Then functions. The mind in touch with the world through the external organs of action, their health, ability, and efficiency contributes to performing of actions satisfactorily. That is the pranas which are making our hands, speech, feet, reproductive organ, and anus to function properly. Presiding deity, Deivam. Each organ of the body is presided by a deity. The blessings and presiding deity of the presiding deity enables the organs to function with full strength. Generally, Vedic procedures invoke the deities to bless the performer at the beginning of the rituals. The word Daivam also means the results of past action that will influence the performer and the performance. Continuing, whether good or bad actions undertaken by any individual through speech, body, mind, are caused only by these 5 components of action. That's why Pancha Etani Proktani Kritante Sankhye. For what? Siddhaye Sarva Karmanam, for accomplishment of any action. Continuing here in the next verse. Sharira Vang Mano Viryat Karma Prarabhati Naraha Nyayam Va Viparitam Va Panchete Tasya Hetavaha Sharirabang Mano Viryat Karma Prarabhati Naraha Nyayam Va Viparitam Va Panchete Tasya Hetavaha. Naraha Prarabhate. Naraha Manushyaha, a person. Prarabhate, undertakes. Arambha means to begin, to undertake, to engage. Naraha Prarabhate, a man, a person engages. Karma Prarabhate, engages in action. How, in what way we engage in action? Only 3. Sharira, Vak, Manaha. Through body, through mind, and through speech. These are the 3 main means through which we engage in action. Kaya, Vak, Mana. Kaya means body, Vak, speech, Manaha, mind. We were there in Kerala last 2 weeks. And when you go to any temple in Kerala, men have to remove their upper clothing. It is a must. So when we were there, many of them have why open and close, they just. And in one place where we have to go from one temple to another temple in the main streets of Trivandrum, all the men were walking with no cloth over their body except dhoti. I said, have you ever experienced walking in a busy street with bare-chested ever? There, everybody. So then one place, the priest there, our guide told us why it is necessary. He said, when the Bhagavan's form, when you are standing in front of him, he blesses you directly when you are opening your chest and experiencing his power. That's why the bare body is exposed. So obviously, next question is, what about women? Right? And some of you have, but you didn't ask me that question. So I asked, what about? He said, I know what you're asking. He said, for them, here is not the power, here is the power. I said, you are right. For men, the power is in the heart. For women, it is talk. That is their power. Speech. So, in general, our actions are threefold. Sharira, with the body. Shariram. And manaha, mind. And vak, speech. Sharira, vang, manu, pir, yat karma. Whatever action, prarabhate naraha, a man, a person starts, a human being starts, whether it is nyayam, whether it is ethical, moral, righteous, dharmyam, viparitam, or otherwise, adharmyam. Whether it is adharmic action or a dharmic action, whether it's a right action or wrong action. Ete panchah, these five are tasya karmanaha hetavaha. Whatever action they do, these five are the causes. Causes means what? Without these five, what are the five? Adhishtanam, karta, karma, karanam, karta, no, adhishtanam, karta, karanam, cheshtaha, and daivam. The abode of experience, the doer of the action, the instruments of action, the activities of the sense organs of action, and presiding deities. These five are the causes, whether you are doing moral, ethical, righteous action or otherwise. That is the reason why in the beginning of the day, you are expected to do the prayer of Kayena vacha manasendriyairva. Kayena by the body, vacha by the speech, manasa by the mind, indriyaiva by the sense organ. Kayena vacha manasendriyairva buddhi atmanava, by the intellect or by my own self, ego. Prakritehe swabhavat, due to my prakriti. Prakriti means due to my inherent vasanas, because of which I engage in those actions. Karomi yatyat, whatever I do, sakalam, all of them, parasmai narayanaya iti samarpayami. May I offer everything to Narayana, to him. Meaning what? Before you engage in action, you must make sure that that attitude of surrender. Only then, when you are offering to the Lord, then you are very careful about not doing the wrong thing. When you are offering to a person whom you respect, you love, you don't do the wrong thing. When we are unmindful of that, then we may do and maybe regret later also, or may not regret at all. But when we are doing to somebody whom we love or somebody respect to the Lord, then when engaging in action, we are very careful about it. That's why at the beginning of the day, mantra should be to pray. Kayena vacha manasendriyerva buddhyatmana va prakritehe swabhavat. By the swabhava, the habitual. Karomi yatyat, whatever I do, parasmai narayanaya samarpayami. So, as soon as you wake up, do this mantra. Chant this mantra very clearly to yourself, to remind yourself. But then, our swabhava, our natural tendency, the habits are so strong that we forget. We do wrong things or do wrong ways because of the force of habit. It is not so easy to overcome that. Just because you chanted, you may remember that. Because our habits are So powerful, powerful in such a way that we don't even know that we are doing this wrong, or saying things wrong, or thinking wrong. At the end of the day, you must ask for forgiveness. From whom? The beginning of the day, Narayana. At the end of the day, it is Shiva, annihilator. Karacharana kritam va, kayajam karmajam va. Karacharana kritam, by the hand and the feet. Vak, by the speech. Kayajam, by the body. Shravana nayana jamba, by the Shravana, by hearing. Nayana, by seeing. Manasam, by mind. Va aparadam, mistakes that I have done. Viditam avihitam va, vihitam avihitam, known or unknown. Sarvamedat kshamasva. May you please forgive me. Shiva Shiva Karunabde. Oh, the ocean of compassion. Shiva. Ye Mahadeva Shambho. Right? So that it doesn't allow you the license to do the wrong thing. Okay, I did wrong, so what? Let me ask for forgiveness. Next day again continue with that. No. I may not know that I have done a mistake. So therefore, oh Lord, don't punish me for this. So that is a mantra at the end of the day. One should ask for forgiveness from the Lord, and then only to make sure that next day when I begin, may I not repeat those mistakes. Sariravang manoviryat karma prarabhade naraha nyayam va viparidam va panchete tasya hetavaha. These are all the causes for all the actions that are performed, whether it is right or wrong, through the body, speech, the mind. So this way, Bhagavan has given us the important ideas about what karma, how karma to be done. Now you see, Bhagavan Krishna, when he takes this topic of karma, is so deep. Want to make sure that Arjun doesn't even have a doubt about it. Because at the end of the whole thing, he has to make him work. He's ready to run away from the field. He's asking many questions, because this is being the last chapter of Gita, final words of the Lord. He has to make sure that Arjun doesn't, go back to his previous condition of, I think that I have run away from here. No, engage in action. Now, at the same time, Bhagavan Krishna cannot compromise on the ultimate goal. This you must see, this you should see in Gita. Whenever he takes up the topic, he deals with three levels. One at the absolute level. It's called Paramartha Drishti. Absolute state of freedom. That is the goal kept. Then transactional level. At the world of doing what you need to do. And also in your mind what is going on, how that is to be dealt with. Paramarthika Drishti, Vyavaharika Drishti, and Pradibhasika Drishti. What goes on in your mind, how to take care of it. What goes on in the world, how to take care of it. What is the ultimate goal, how to work towards that. Now you see in the next verse, he brings in this point from one to another, he shifts. Only when you start understanding the reason, you will know Bhagavan does not compromise on showing the ultimate goal again and again. When we are traveling, we should always remember the destination. Otherwise, we'll get stuck somewhere. So here, Tatraivam sati kartaram Atmanam kevalam tu yaha Pashyatyakruta buddhitvat Nasa pashyati durmatihi Tatraivam sati kartaram atmanam kevalam tu yah pashyatyakrita buddhitvat nasa pashyati dhurmatihi. There, tatra in the field of action, evam sati, even this being so. Being this the fact that the five factors are responsible for accomplishment of any action that is being taken for granted. Tatra evam sati. Yaha, he who kevalam atmanam kartaram pashyati. One who thinks that the self as the actor, akrita buddhitvat, because he is unrefined intellect, durmatihi sa na pashyati. Suddenly he goes to the highest. This is the reason one has to understand how Krishna uncompromisingly will point out the highest goal. Who is the karta here? As we have seen before, the one who seeks to experience the world as per one's desire. That one is only the ego and not the self. This you should not forget. Atma akarta. Sakshi Atma eva. The higher self, your own higher nature, is not the doer. This you should remember. But one who is not able to think about that way, or not able to recognize that, akrita buddhitva, means asamskrita buddhi, unrefined intellect, uninformed intellect. Therefore, na pashyati, he does not see clearly. Durmatihi, due to his impurity. There are two kinds of people, those who are ajnanin, those who are having avidya. Avidya means not having knowledge. So when I have not studied a subject matter, I am not a person of knowledge of that particular subject. Therefore, I have avidya. Avidya means absence of correct knowledge. Ajnana. Ajnana means one who has not applied it in himself. Therefore, he doesn't see it. Even one has studied very clearly about these Vedantic scriptures and understood Atman, the self in all of us, as not the doer. It's only a presence, not a one who engages in anything. As the example goes, the light that is shedding there on all of you, because of this light that is available, you are able to see, you are able to do things here. But the light doesn't do anything there. It is just present. Just like the sun is present, in whose presence all living beings are able to engage in their action, and in whose absence all of them go back into the slumber and state of sleep, does not mean sun is doing it. Does the sun do anything? Not even it doesn't move, it is just present. And in whose presence everything happens. All of us are deriving energy from the sun through many ways to engage in action, but by itself, sun is not doing it. Giving you an example. Similarly, Paramatma, the self, is akarta, not the doer, merely a presence of consciousness. In whose presence vasanas are active? Because of the vasanas are active, body and mind are active. Because of the mind active, it is engaging, perceiving in objects, and the mind is emoting the emotions, feeling the emotions, and intellect, thinking thoughts. You cannot say he is doing it. No. The one who thinks that the self in me is the doer, akrita buddhi, unrefined thinking. incomplete knowledge, ajnani. Durmatihi na pashyati. Therefore, he doesn't see. That's Bhagavan Shankaracharya. Pashyanna pichana pashyati modaha vidara nimittam bahukruta vesha. Even though one can see, one does not see. So see, Arjun needs to be told how the action is accomplished. But who is the doer? You, the ego. You, the desirer. You, the one who wants to accomplish. Not you, the self. If you don't understand this, you will be caught in the whirlpool of action and there is no end to it at all. One action leads to the result, and the result you want more, you do more actions, or you are unsatisfied, you engage in another action. And the karma bhumi is everlasting present so long as an individual does not realize one's higher nature. Until then, one is subject to constant birth and death, constant state of experiences, never able to come out of it. Therefore, he says, Tatrevam sati kartaram atmanam kevalam tuyah pashyat akrita buddhitvat nasa pashyati dhurmatihi. Kevalam atmanam kartaram pashyati. He merely thinks that the presence, the self itself is the doer. So if to a common man you ask, who is the doer? I, you will say. I am the doer, I am the thinker, I am the feeler, I am the experiencer. Who is this I you are referring to? The one who is awake to the world, engaging in this world, is the one whom you are referring to as I. The same I is present even when you are not doing any action in the deep sleep state. At that time, is he a doer? No. Where is the doer at that point? Absent. Are you absent? No. Then who is absent? And who is present now? The one who is absent in sleep and one who is present now is the doer, not the one who is always present. Think. The one who is always present has nothing to do with the action. But at the same time, one who wakes up to the world and engages in this for the sake of fulfilling one's own desire, he is the karta. In the previous verse, that is what is mentioned. Adhishtanam karta. That karta is the ego, the doer, who is the one who is essentially a bhokta, the one who wants to experience. But Arjun, understand, you are what? A karta, not the doer. Who? Me? Arjun? No. I'm not referring to Arjun. I'm referring to you, the self. And that self in you is none other than me, myself. I am the one in you as well as in me. Atma, that one, Atman is, who is it? That one who is present in all living beings. As one. That one is not a karta. Is not the doer, who is only present. One who does not know this mistakes oneself to be the doer and suffers in this world. Now the obvious question is, if I am recognizing myself as the mere presence in whose presence everything is taking place, how do I engage then? When I know this, will I still engage in action? When I know that I, the pure self, is not an actor, will I still engage in action? You will. Joyfully, happily, detachedly, dispassionately, you will. Not that you will become a mere stagnant presence, useless. You will engage more vigorously, powerfully, joyfully, energetically, at the same time, unaffected by whatever you do. That is why Krishna says, understand that all the time, while also being there in this world. We'll see more of it in the next session. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkhabhat Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.